Hello everybody, this is Josh, and today we're going to be reacting to Among Us versus Fall Guys. Alright, so, I mean, I imagine that after the relatively serious death battles that they were doing, it's nice to do one that's a little bit more memey. Like, I'm just imagining, look at the ones that they've done before. They did frickin' Bardock versus Omni-Man. They did frickin' Jorno versus Joker and Bowser versus Eggman. A lot of them were kind of huge battles with some big implications, but this one's just gonna be, I think it's just gonna be silly fun. I mean, obviously they're gonna look at this with their normal mindset of like, okay, let's take the feats, let's try and apply some math and science to them, let's try and figure this out. But this is one I'm not entirely thinking about taking seriously, so I don't. Sorry, still have a cough. I'm pretty sure it's pneumonia. And a sinus infection. Not entirely sure, but it's one that I'm not going to be taking that super seriously, but we'll see. So I actually don't have my sheet open today because I feel like I just kind of want to turn my brain off for this particular one and just really have a good time. But let's see how it goes.
This battle is sponsored by Marvel Snap. The year was 2020. The long wait as we all experienced the most viral sensation in recent years. It was Among Us. Nah, Fall Guys was the biggest news that year. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
All right.
In the lonely dark of space, aboard a malfunctioning vessel, a peculiar crew of bean-shaped astronauts must work together to save their souls from a quiet demise.
Tons of stuff could go wrong at any moment, and it's up to these colorful clowns to fix it. Impressive, since their spacesuits don't seem to have any arms.
Oh, that's not actually a suit. That's just how they are.
Wait, what? Ew, why?
More on that later. The they undertake to save their ship requires
Oh,
varying degrees of difficulty and skill.
no. Oh, gosh. Wow, that's a tone setter. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's a tone setter. They reproduce asexually. Vents lie Sussy Bakas. Gosh dang it. That is a tone setter.
It may not take much to reconnect some wires in the cafeteria, but it certainly does to clear asteroids when your ship is moving faster than light.
If that's not a suit, then why do they have a cafeteria when they don't have a mouth?
At any point, these creatures must draw from medical training, electrical skills, and mechanical know-how.
Okay, but it's total chaos, so teamwork is key. They gotta spread out and trust that while they're all swiping cards, they have each other's backs, right?
Well, success is always uncertain, as though fate has placed some external force that stands between this species and their survival.
There's an imposter among them! I mean, among us! But not us, though, right, Wiz? Right?
For the 9th time, I'm not an imposter.
That's just what an imposter would say! They're shape-shifting aliens! They could be anyone! Or any mad scientist in a lab coat!
The imposter threatens the pack and pushes them towards extinction by any means necessary. Anything from damaging lights to wrecking the ship's reactor.
Which can be tricky to fix in time, even though imposters are naturally skilled at crawling through the vents. The crewmates need special engineer training to do the same, so not all of them can McLean it up.
All while the imposters conceal their motivations and infiltrate the herd. The others always know something isn't right, and the imposters use that paranoia to motivate their prey into ejecting each other into space. Just for being kinda sus.
Yeah, Wiz is the imposter.
He does seem to know an awful lot about these aliens. And just to put it out there, it isn't me.
That's a good point. Have you ever heard him say sus?
No, what do you mean? Knowing a lot is literally my job.
I concur. Ear canals.
Ah, jeez, fix your mic, dummy.
I agree with the
I never got into the
Sussy Baka from the start. And again, just to be very clear, it isn't me.
Same here.
Oh, come on. Anyone could be the imposter, Boomstick. It's completely random.
Random starts with R and so does. Oh, I know who it is. It's always the red one.
Wait, what? But it isn't me. It isn't me.
Yes, it was.
Oh, right. There's usually 2 imposters.
Yep.
God.
The imposters.
Yeah, I never really played I never really played Among Us. I never really got into Among Us because I'm just I'm not a fan of social deduction games, you know, like Werewolf, Mafia, Town of Salem. I tried getting into them, but they are just not for me. They are games that are not for me.
Aren't just tricksters, they're also hunters, bloodhounds tracking and assassinating crewmates when they least expect it.
They'll snap their necks, stab them with a knife, shoot them with a desert eagle, or use their freaking tongues to impale their faces. Oh, God! Right through the visor.
They may look like they're wearing spacesuits, but that's not a visor. That is their actual face. Examining their cross-section reveals their insides always match the color of their bodies, and that they are comprised of exactly one large bone, which must mean their ability to walk is entirely muscle-based. Their whole anatomy is one unsolvable mystery.
They've got human toes, buff arms for no reason, and can stretch like Mr. Fantastic? What are these freaky things?
No one knows. They don't even exist within the same realm of mortality as you or I. Even if one of them is killed or ejected into the lifeless void of space, they return as a ghost, invisible, incorporeal, unable to communicate with the living, but nonetheless still among us.
Even beyond death, they can plot the demise of other crew.
Or become guardian angels for the living by literally shielding them.
That's gotta be one tough shield, because remember that Desert Eagle they holster? Apparently, that thing also fires a laser that can rip apart whole planets. Good God! To split
Wow.
this planet apart like that would need over 10 nonillion tons of TNT.
A number so incomprehensible you'd have to multiply 1 billion by 1 billion. Twice.
More than enough to annihilate Earth over 160 million times. Which seems like overkill for the, space vampires they were fighting.
Right, the crew has crossed over with a variety of other universes. Fortnite, Vampire Survivors, Space War.
Oh, we're using crossover scaling?
The classics.
Including this Henry Stickmin guy.
Oh,
Apparently
no.
he's a kleptomaniac with a surprisingly wide and
We're using crossover scaling. Oh gosh.
Desert Eagle-eyed crewmates
Oh
with weapons
gosh.
throughout the ship.
Oh no.
A teleporter, a ninja star, and a magic pencil that can bring drawings to life.
These creepy Teletubbies can sketch whatever they want into existence, and they're suddenly
Gosh
everywhere.
dang
Look,
it.
where's these little trash
They
can
put in
people are freaking
so
me
much
out.
freaking effort into this.
All
What
of
the
makes sense to this
fudge?
fascinating species. In the face of
The
insurmountable
reason you know what
odds,
sus is.
something inside tells them to band together no matter what, to use all the tools available and try to survive again and again. On a ship, on strange planets, anywhere they may be, in spite of anything that may be going on in the world. They either fix what's broken or face certain doom. But no matter what, they do it together.
Among us, together. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh gosh.
Hey y'all, this is Chad. If you don't know, I voice Boomstick. Here at 1 p.m.
Really?
today, Sam and I are going to be playing some Fall Guys and maybe some Among Us live here on the Death Battle channel and on Twitch. Hang out, have some fun, and who knows, if you guys enjoy it, maybe we'll do some more gameplay streams in the future. Hope to see you there. Thanks.
Welcome to the bright, colorful world of the Blunder Dome, natural habitat to these lovable little beings known as the Fall Guys, who race each other through fun playgrounds with nothing but clear skies above. These lively obstacle courses showcase their inherent skills and abilities. As if drawn by natural instinct, they hurdle over barriers together and pass through various tests of strength, agility, and mental fortitude. And it's pretty impressive considering how elaborate these bounce house courses get. How do these weebles wobble through it with a shocking level of innate parkour mastery that otherwise hasn't been seen since 2006? But honestly, not many of the beans make it, and only one can be crowned the winner before everything starts all over again. Which makes for some very friendly competition, like survival of the fittest, but for a bunch of candy grimaces. They'll grab, shove, and slam into each other to make it out on top, or even roll up into a ball and launch across the course. Self-preservation be damned. And over time, the beans have evolved to higher levels of, let's call it imagination. The engineer, Digi, invented the creative device so the beans could start making and designing new obstacles and challenges for themselves, as well as additional tools.
Oh
like
yeah,
breaking balls,
course
wind-up
creation
boxes
is
for
always a
future
good thing.
roads, and even translators that make their nonsensical language intelligible. But even at their best, they're still just flinging themselves over these obstacles like a bunch of drunken lemmings. This species seems to
I
have a
remember that game,
biological
Lemmings.
urge to navigate these courses for one singular purpose: get that crown. I mean, if I could be king for a day, I'd push you off a cliff right now. Very funny. Get away from me. Things in the Blunder Dome can get wild. We've seen these goobers get smacked by giant mallets and fall into actual hot lava, but they always pop back up at the qualification stage later, completely unharmed. Somehow, these remarkable creatures have demonstrated some dumbfounding durability, such as getting struck by meteors. That's a hit anywhere from 18 tons of TNT to 15 kilotons. But they still get right back up to Rube Goldberg themselves straight through another obstacle course. On top of that, they were hit with the Big Bang and came out the other side completely fine. Whoa, wait, did I just say the Big Bang? Why do we even mention the meteor? Who cares? They're so indestructible. Boomstick, I hate to tell you this. No. Those aren't really... Don't say it! Those aren't actually suits. That's their skin. Oh, man. People were getting weird back in 2020. Didn't they have better things?
Oh, you have no idea, dude.
Arms, legs, and eyes.
2020 was a
Must be
weird
some
time.
genetic
It was a
mechanism inside the beans
weird,
that causes them to be self-sustaining.
like,
Though after some dissection, it's
time dilation.
This is an official image, by the way. I don't know what's more upsetting, that skeleton or the fact that these jelly beans are 6 friggin' feet
Ugh.
tall. Imagine bumping
That's as
into
tall as
them in
me.
a dark alleyway. No, thank you. So, this means when you start the game, you're just flat out naked? Just swinging away, beans in the wind. Strange such nakedness would be allowed, considering what's actually happening is the Fall Guys are contestants in a non-stop 24/7 game show, the ultimate knockout. Yeah, that's what's actually happening here. So what might be misconstrued as some sort of migration cycle is really a brutal, never-ending gauntlet that takes advantage of their tunnel vision. So it's like the Truman Show mixed with Wipeout and Naked and Afraid. What happened to them being just colorful cartoon beans? And they survive to keep playing the game no matter
One private hand's gonna bro trust that it's harder than it
beans
seems.
fall to their death, they feel a moment of displacement, serenity, zen-like detachment from all worldly and physical bonds. Then they pop back onto the podium to celebrate their achievements. That's an official quote. They've also said they're strong enough to rip someone in half and can stretch their bodies so far they pass beyond the observable universe. Oh god, the Twitter feats. Oh yeah! January 18th, 2022, 9:14 a.m. The Fall Guy stretched so far, he exited the universe as we know it, and then he kept going. Speaking of universes, the Fall Guys have seen dozens of guest stars from other stories and have learned from their cultures, like flying around in the TARDIS of Doctor Who.
Oh no, more crossovers! No, more crossover scaling! No! No, the crossover scaling! Ah!
We've seen some crazy things on the show, but these 6 feet tall jelly bean monsters eat food through their feet. What are we about to run?
What are they, Andalites?
Cute and colorful reality.
Oh no!
Darkness and despair.
No, not crossover scaling.
The human mind to process a vicious cycle on this blue marble surrounded by mouthless, dead-eyed beans. Pretty much. Ah, cool. Let's see them fight.
whiz! You gotta play that mobile game with all the superheroes and the cool art.
Oh, are you talking about Marvel Snap?
Yeah, that one, the card collecting game.
It's more than that. Or visit Marvel Snap.
I have no idea who's gonna win. It's just like once I introduce the crossover scaling, like again, I'm turning my brain off for this one. I'm not gonna predict this one this time, but it's just, oh my gosh, oh my freaking gosh, oh. I should have seen it coming. Once they did crossover scaling for Among Us, they had to do crossover scaling for Fall Guys. Oh no. Well, let's see what madness awaits us. I thought this was just going to be simple, stupid, and memey.
Run the data through all possibilities.
I got one of those right.
For a death battle!
Womp womp. Okay, so they're playing a game of Among Us. Okay. Ooh. Eliminated. Yes. Okay, this is honestly really cool. Oh no. Had a feeling.
The next episode. This is my new favorite show. Move over, chimp crazy.
We broke this down into 3 categories: offense, defense, and the bizarre. Let's
I mean, the bogus Among Us could blow up planets, not to mention moving faster than light to hit all those planets in one shot. It's kinda out there, but no Fall Guy has ever done anything like that. The crewmates clearly get the edge in offense.
Though that impressive power matters less when we look at defense.
It's crazy how much damage the Fall Guys can walk off. They survived anything their course threw at them, took hits from meteors, and most importantly, survived the Big Bang. You know, the explosion that blew the whole freaking universe into existence. Easy edge for the bumbling beans.
We can even go a step further. Both of these creatures have demonstrated various forms of invulnerability and death negation, like how the Fall Guys could always pop back up for another round, or how the crewmates became ghosts when they die. However, only the Fall Guys had a viable counter. Only the Fall Guys could ensure that their foe stays dead.
Pac-Man, they can become Pac-Man, who, you know, eats ghosts.
Brilliant.
Which leads us to the truly
Yeah.
bizarre stuff about both of these beanie freaks.
They could both stretch their bodies to absurd lengths, but only the Fall Guys stretch
Yep.
beyond the observable universe in a matter of minutes. In fact, if we take these posting times literally, that would mean the Fall Guys can stretch at speeds over a quadrillion times faster than light.
I don't know, Wiz. That feels like a bit of a stretch. Wink.
The crewmates did have plenty of answers to the Fall Guys' hijinks, like a magic pencil sword to fight off He-Man's power sword, or how they could potentially hack Digi's creations.
But the overwhelming amount of stuff that the Fall Guys have access to just dwarfs the Among Us crew's arsenal. I mean, Hadoukens, TARDIS, just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, the spaceship crew had a few deadlier weapons among them, but the Fallen Guys had too many options that could not be countered.
The crewmates may have been cunning and dangerous, but the one-track-minded Fall Guys just wouldn't go down.
Making
Nope.
sure the losers of this fight were no longer Among Us.
Oh, boy.
Oh no, we never found the second imposter!
Ah, damn it, I knew that stupid robot was sus.
Sigh. So embarrassing.
The winner is the Fall Guys. And me.
Next time on...
All right, who is it? Kratos versus Asura, baby! Yeah!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
All right, well, that was fun. That was fun. That was a fun battle. Like, I had a feeling the Big Bang feat was going to be... I had a feeling that the Big Bang feat was going to be the clincher there, but just like, once they hit crossover scaling, I'm just like, oh, fudge. Like... It just goes out the window. My brain absolutely turned off for this fight. But still, that was really fun. How they just kind of played both through Among Us and Fall Guys, and just like when it got to the end, it was the champion of Among Us versus the big imposter from Fall Guys. I got those backwards. My brain is not braining right now. The big imposter from Among Us and the big champion from Fall Guys. There we go. But that was great. Oh my gosh. Like, holy cow. But yeah, cannot wait for Kratos versus Asura. That looks like it's going to be a lot of fun and going to be really cool. And yeah, this was just a good time. Have a lovely day. Take care.